What is going on, Yang Gangers? Hope you're all having a wonderful day. My name is Tyler. I make videos about college, career, and Andrew Yang. And today, I'm going to be reacting to every single one of Andrew Yang's campaign ads on his YouTube channel. Now, there's a pretty hefty amount. There's 27 counting currently, so I'm going to split this series into two parts. This first part is going to be covering ads 1 through 15. And the second part obviously is going to be covering 16 through 27, but maybe, hey, at that time it might be like 28 or 29 by then. Now, because I have a pretty good understanding of Andrew Yang's policies, I'm a college student, so I know what college students are interested in. And on top of that, I do some digital marketing on the side. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to give some good perspective on what I think about these ads. And at the end of the day, hopefully it's just entertaining for y'all to watch. And as you can see in the background, I am back in my dingy dorm room. This kind of blows, and I'm still struggling to find another place to record that has some good lighting. So this will have to do for now, but you know, hey, at least I have some new decor. With that said, let's get into the video. Run the first ad. So this first one is called Wait. It was released in December 12th, 2019. It has 177,000 views, 3.1k thumbs up, 28 thumbs down. Let's get into it.
Iowa has suffered devastating floods and tornadoes. Other states, scorching wildfires and super hurricanes. Our climate is in crisis. I'm Andrew Yang. The time to act was decades ago. As president, I won't wait. Big polluters like the oil and gas industry get billions in tax breaks and subsidies. I'll end the corporate handouts and crack down on those causing climate change. I approve this message because I'm the only candidate who supports a constitutional climate amendment to protect our future.
Wow, so that's interesting that his first ad ever, at least from my knowledge, is first on the playlist, and it's the first one to be released, I believe. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, never mind. Okay, so it's simply the first one on the playlist. I don't know what order this goes in, but that was definitely, of course, a climate change ad, and I thought it was pretty solid overall. I like how he was narrating it because I hate that like one woman voice, that stereotypical woman voice that does most of campaign ads, like when I think about them. But that one's pretty good. I liked the fact that he came strong on his stance on climate change. Hopefully, maybe if he would explain a little bit more about thorium and nuclear power, that would have been a better idea. But of course, I can understand why he wouldn't, just because people are kind of like touchy on that subject, and some people don't exactly understand how that thorium is a much more sustainable and safe use of nuclear energy. But nuclear energy, I don't know why I said that weird. But yeah, pretty decent. Let's go on to the second one. This one is called One Emergency. This one was released even before then, December 3rd, 2019. It has 81,000 views. So it has less views than the last one for some reason, but has more thumbs up. There's 4,000 thumbs up, 17 thumbs down. Let's get into it.
While drug companies are making record profits, most Americans live paycheck to paycheck, just one medical emergency away from bankruptcy. I'm Andrew Yang, and I approve this message. As president, I'll fight for mental health coverage and eliminate the loopholes that let drug companies charge too much. They say they need high prices to fund research. The truth? Most FDA-approved drugs rely on research funded by the government. That means you paid for it. The old politics won't tell you that. I just did.
Dang. That last bit, the old politicians won't tell you that, but I just did. That says a lot. Obviously, that was a healthcare ad. Again, in 30 seconds, you can't really say much, so you have to keep it pretty vague. Like, yeah, pharmaceutical companies are charging crazy amounts that you shouldn't be paying. I just told you something that you probably shouldn't know. Well, that other politicians deem that you probably shouldn't know, but I just told you it, so you know, I'm not a politician. Vote for me. Pretty decent. I really hope I don't sound like an idiot when I give my reactions, because you know, usually when I make a video and give a really thoughtful response, it takes some time for me to, you know, really like sit down and think about it. So hopefully I'm not making a fool of myself, but I like that ad overall. Again, Andrew Yang narrating it, always like those. His face was in it, of course, you always need that. And you know, it was a pretty good stereotypical run-of-the-mill ad. It wasn't, I didn't appeal to the heartstrings or anything like that, but it was pretty decent overall. So this one's called Paycheck. Released November 15th, 2019. 106,000 views, 6K thumbs up, 33 thumbs down.
Most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, while the greatest technological shift in history displaces millions. I'm Andrew Yang. My nonprofit, Venture for America, helped create thousands of new jobs. I'm not a politician, I'm offering something different. A universal basic income that offers a lifeline to your family to get ahead, pay for childcare, or further your education. I'm Andrew Yang. I approve this message because it's time to end a paycheck to paycheck America and begin a new way forward.
That one was my favorite one thus far, and I see why it has the most views, and I see why it has the most thumbs up out of all the videos that we watched thus far. For one thing, it's talking about his flagship proposal, the freedom dividend. I like how he called it the universal basic income and gave that like definitive definition of it rather than, you know, say it's the freedom dividend, because people would be like, what's a freedom dividend? That was good. It really hit on Andrew Yang's biggest again, his flagship proposal, how universal basic income would help people make ends meet, you know, pay for childcare, pay for whatever, really. And, you know, sprinkling in the automation and everything that, you know, can't be stated without UBI to give a good rational argument for it. That was good, introducing that part first before saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna give you $1,000 a month. I don't even think he said anything about the amount that he'd be giving. From my perspective, there was some suspense to it in the beginning with like, oh, automation, like, oh, robots taking my job, freaking Tesla self-driving car, all that stuff, and really leaving the amount of the UBI pretty vague. Although people probably have an understanding and an idea of the amount he's proposing just because he's known as a person that wants to give away $1,000 each month. I think it still is a pretty good hook for people to look into him some more, rather than like the other past two ads, just because, you know, healthcare and climate change, like, we know he cares about these. All right, this next one's called Our Son. Ooh, I have a feeling what this is gonna be about. 106,000 views, released November 15th, 4K thumbs up, 40 thumbs down. A little bit more thumbs down than the last ones, but like, it's not by much.
Andrew and I can't imagine what it's like to have a child who is sick and you can't help them. Our oldest son has special needs. We can care for him, but thousands of parents without health care can't. If my husband, Andrew Yang, is president, he'll fight for Medicare for all, including mental health coverage.
And companies like Amazon will start paying taxes to pay for it. I'm Andrew Yang, and I approve this message.
Okay, that one obviously was carried by Evelyn Yang, of course, talking about their children and how their oldest son has special needs, and, you know, her thoughts of like, oh, like, you know, we're lucky that we can afford healthcare, but for those that don't and have these like special needs children, it could be devastating. I can imagine this could be a little more touching for parents. I like the little bit at the end about, you know, Andrew Yang saying, and Amazon, they're gonna pay for it. That was pretty good. I like that. That caught my attention. Right, the next one. This one's Andrew Yang, The Future We Want, released December 12th, 2019. 10,000 views, not a lot at all, and only 728 thumbs up, 5 thumbs down. Let's get into it.
Parent, patriot, Andrew Yang, a new leader who understands that what's coming is the greatest economic transformation in history and who can lead us in the fight for the future that we want. For President Andrew Yang, a new way forward.
I don't know how I just realized this and caught onto this, but his trademark at the end, a new way forward, that should be on like more merch, in my opinion, because like if people are watching these in ads and seeing that same thing, a new way forward, you gotta put that on a t-shirt, or put that on a blanket or a tapestry or something. Like, come on, Yang campaign. Anyways, I mean, that was a quick 15-second ad. I see why I didn't get a lot of views, just because, again, it wasn't him speaking, nor was it like Evelyn Yang or like a person. It was like, you know, like it was just like a narrator, and it just looks so bad. I don't know. I think those kind of ads with like the narration, it just looks so tacky, and it has too much of a connotation towards like politicians, right? So like, you know, that could have been like a Trump ad for all like I know, you know. Although I don't think Trump would use that same narrator, but Okay, hopefully I don't get any hate for that. I'm just saying I don't like the ads where like Andrew Yang or a real person that's within the story is not speaking. Rather, it's when it's like a narrator. I don't like that. But 15 seconds, so it wasn't too bad. Alright, this one's Andrew Yang, Parent and Patriot. And this one has 305,000 views. It has a ton of views. But it only has 940 thumbs up. Which is kind of weird. I mean, it is a 15-second ad, so I guess this was one of the ads that was pushed heavily towards people in like on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. But let's get into it.
We have to rewrite the rules of the 21st century so that they work for us.
Andrew Yang, Parent, Patriot, a new leader who understands that what's coming is the greatest economic transformation in history. For President Andrew Yang.
So that one was much better than the other one, in my opinion. And I see why it was pushed the most, because I have a feeling that 300,000 views was because it was heavily pushed on YouTube, rather than like, you know, people just organically looking for it, because that one was much more invigorating, much more exciting, just because I had, you know, Andrew Yang speaking in the beginning, which even though it was narrated by that same narrator, that one was just more exciting, and that one was just more compelling for me to like actually want to look him up. You know, I'm putting myself in the shoes of someone trying to watch a YouTube video about like, I don't know, the Flintstones or something like that, and then an ad like this comes up. I'm like, ugh. But you know, if I see something like that, I'd be much more compelled to, you know, click like, or not click like, but open the link or look more into Andrew Yang. Yeah, that was good. So moving on to the next one, Andrew Yang on the Issues, 96,000 views, released on the same date, December 12th, 703 likes. I have a feeling the past 3 videos, these were all split tests done to try to see, you know, which 15-second ad was best to roll out on YouTube or whatever platform they might be. I assume it's YouTube, just because 15-second ad, you don't really have to skip that. So that's my guess, and apparently that last one got pushed the most, but this one still has more views than the first one we saw, which that one was just like, you know, I didn't really like it, but let's see how this one goes.
Andrew Yang, an economy where big tech and Wall Street are held accountable, a healthcare system with Medicare for all, a fight against climate change.
We have to rewrite the rules of the 21st century so that they work for us.
Andrew Yang.
So that one got much more into his policies. You know, it hit on Medicare for all. It hit on what did they talk about? I don't know how I just forgot. Climate change. I don't know why. I'm sorry. My mind is blanking right now, but yeah, it hit on more like problems at hand. I like the Mark Zuckerberg cameo that they used. That one's I found pretty funny, but this one's definitely the funniest ad. I'll label it as that. Andrew Yang on the Issues, 15-second ad, definitely the most funny one. Alright, this one's Andrew Yang, Champion of Change. It came out on the same date, December 12th, 2019, 442,000 views.
Andrew Yang, the founder of Venture for America, a nonprofit that helped create thousands of jobs. President Obama named Andrew a champion of change, and his ideas are a blueprint for a new way forward. An economy where big tech and Wall Street are held accountable, a healthcare system with Medicare for all, a fight against climate change that confronts big polluters.
We have to rewrite the rules of the 21st century so that they work for us.
Andrew Yang, a new way forward.
These ads are all just recycling the like 6 different clips they wanted to use. That was just a longer extended version of the past 3 ads, right? It had the part about Mark Zuckerberg, it had the part about climate change, Medicare for all, it had the clip where Andrew Yang was speaking, but they put it at the end. And you know, it's kind of interesting to see from a marketing perspective, right? What they were testing, right? These are all the same clips. They're rolled out on the same day and everything. Most of them are various lengths, either 15 seconds or 30 seconds long. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see. I mean, that one was decent. I like the 15-second short one better though, the one with him speaking in the beginning. I just think that one's more exciting. But moving on, this one was called Blueprint. It was released on that same day, December 12th, 2019. has 2.2K thumbs up, but this one, listen to this, has 1.5 million views. I didn't think they were split testing these many videos, but this one clearly won. This was the one that for some reason, people just liked and the Yang campaign wanted to push, so I have high hopes for this one. Let's see how it goes.
His ideas are a blueprint for a new way forward. Andrew Yang, an economy where big tech and Wall Street are held accountable, a healthcare system with Medicare for all, a fight against climate change. Andrew Yang, a new way forward.
That one's pretty much the same as all the other ones. I don't know why that one was pushed the most. I really don't know. I mean, maybe it's because this was like the 5th time I've been seeing those clips, but that one was kind of underwhelming, especially for 1.5 million views. Anyways, moving on now. Alright, so this one's called A New Way Forward. It has 872,000 views, 15,000 thumbs up. Wow. But this one's 1 minute long, so this is a longer ad. And
the son of immigrants who came here seeking the American dream, Andrew Yang. His parents taught him about hope and hard work, a leader in education. Andrew Yang, the founder of Venture for America, a nonprofit that helped create thousands of jobs. President Obama named Andrew a champion of change, and his ideas are a blueprint for a new way forward. An economy where big tech and Wall Street are held accountable, a healthcare system with Medicare for all that takes on drug companies to lower prices, a fight against climate change that confronts big polluters.
We have to rewrite the rules of the 21st century so that they work for us.
Andrew Yang, parent, patriot, not a politician, a new leader who understands that what's coming is the greatest economic transformation in history and who can lead us in the fight for the future that we want. For President Andrew Yang, a new way forward.
I'm Andrew Yang, and I approve this message.
I've been waiting to hear that. I'm Andrew Yang. I approve this message. So that one's good. That one, yes, it used some recycled clips that we've been seeing for like the past 5 minutes now. But we have to remember that one came out in November 7th, 2019. So that was like, those clips were probably pretty new. You know, the Mark Zuckerberg head again, which that honestly should be a meme like that. It just keeps coming up. I don't know. I find it I chuckle a little bit every time I see that. But that one's really good. I liked how it talked a little bit about his background in the beginning of the video, kind of introducing, you know, who this guy is, how he was raised, and how, you know, he's a very hardworking person and he really cares about people. So that one was good. I really like that ad. I would definitely call it top 5. Still, my favorite ad thus far was the one about, I believe, the one about UBI, the Paycheck one. That one was just like really good. And also the 15-second ad with him speaking in the beginning of it. That one, those just really called to me, you know. These ads, there's not much to react on if, you know, the same 5 different ideas were being repeated over and over and over again, but it's the execution and the organization of those ads. Alright, so this is a different one, finally. This one's actually pretty old. It's October 28th, 2019, called Not the First, Andrew Yang for President. 137,000 views, 6.9K likes, and 49 thumbs down. Let's get into it.
I'm sure that we are not the first presidential campaign or family that have had special needs or autistic children. For whatever reason, I think we may be the first to talk about it openly.
If you have a child with special needs, it's expensive. If you don't have access to good health care, families literally have nothing.
We need to move towards a Medicare for all system where every American has access to quality and affordable services and start supporting families in a real way.
That one's a really touching ad. For one thing, he's talking openly about his special needs children, which is wonderful, like, with that said alone, right? The fact that he also threw in the idea that if you have special needs children, raising them is inherently much more expensive because of the medical bills. And if you don't have access to good health care, of course, then you're gonna be in a big trouble, right? If you don't have a lot of money. So I think I think introducing and kind of like plugging the fact that how his family dynamic is with his special needs child on top of his stance on Medicare for all, I think it was a good ad overall. I know Andrew Yang, like, Andrew Yang doesn't speak a lot about healthcare unless he's being asked about it. But when he's being asked about it, he explains a lot, especially about like the capitation model and everything. If you want to understand what the capitation model is, check out my last video where I talk about Medicare for all. But shameless plug there. But overall, that was a pretty good one. That was a heartfelt one. You know, a little piano music in the background. I liked it. All right, so number 12, we got It Doesn't Need to Be This Way, Andrew Yang for President, released December 12, 2019. That date, man, that date. This one has 408,000 views, 1.5K likes. Let's get into it.
We're making our population increasingly economically insecure. 78% are living paycheck to paycheck. 57% can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. We get sick or injured, we're more stressed out about navigating our system than we are actually getting well. It does not need to be this way. We can make it so that Medicare is not only solvent, but we can expand healthcare for all Americans.
That one, I think that for me was my favorite healthcare ad, my favorite Medicare for all ad, whatever you want to call it. Just because in that ad, he utilized actual other people's stories, right? Other people's testimonials about it, like, hey, I'm splitting my cholesterol pills. Hey, this is too expensive. He threw figures out there to see how expensive and how messed up this healthcare system is. And you know, the way he speaks is so like down to earth and caring. So that was definitely the best healthcare ad he's released so far. So thumbs up to that. Now moving on, number 13, this is hashtag Google Andrew Yang. Released December 12th, 430,000 views, 1.6K thumbs up. Let's get into it.
I spent the last 7 years or so running an organization that I started that helped create several thousand jobs around the Midwest and the South. I came to realize that our country is in much worse shape than certainly I thought. And we spend twice as much on healthcare as other countries do, to worse results. I'm running for president because I can see the country we will leave to our children, and it is not something that I'm willing to accept.
That was probably the most effective, vague ad I've ever seen. Just because he talked about a bunch of different things here and there, and it fits so well with the hashtag, right? Google Andrew Yang, like oh, this dude like, what is this dude talking about? Like, I'm kind of curious now because he said it in such a very heartfelt way, but what is he talking about? Let me Google Andrew Yang. That was really good. I think that was really effective. Yeah, moving on to the next one. Oh, alright, so this is hashtag Google Andrew Yang, but this is the full one, so it's a minute long. 21,000 views, far less views, 3K thumbs up. Let's see why they decided to go with the other one rather than this one.
I'm the son of immigrants. I was one of the only Asian kids in my town, and so that made me feel like I had to prove myself a lot. I spent the last 7 years or so running an organization that I started called Venture for America that helped create several thousand jobs around the Midwest and the South. Showing up in these communities, I came to realize that our country is in much worse shape than I thought. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and we spend twice as much on healthcare as other countries do, to worse results. I'm a parent now. I've got 6 and 4-year-old boys. I want to be able to look them in the eyes and say, we're going to leave you a country that we can actually be proud of, that is as good as the country my parents came to. I'm running for president because I can see the country we will leave to our children, and it is not something that I'm willing to accept.
That one was good too. That one, I mean, obviously it's a longer version of the other one, and I think the other one was more vague. This one kind of has a clear message of, hey, I'm like the human-focused candidate, right? I'm the candidate that wants to make your life just better. Like, forget politics, but just I want to improve the country as a whole. Like you mentioned, he wants to make the country go back to what it was when his parents, in the state that it was when his parents were there, in terms of like happiness and everything, and like values, of course. But yeah, that one, I will say, these ones where he's actually speaking, again, it's just so much more effective than the ones with the narrator. in my opinion. So that one was definitely, like, again, another top 5. I think that's probably top 5 right there. Maybe I'm gonna do a video ranking all these, like, after I react to them. Let me know what y'all think about that. Alright, so we've come to the last one. This one's called Who is Andrew Yang? Question mark. It came out on December 12th, 2019. That date again. So this is one of those ads. 82,000 views, 2.4K thumbs up. This one looks different though, just from like the starting image right now. Hopefully, I think this one's a little more lighthearted. So let's check it out.
What's the quickest version of Who is Andrew Yang?
7 years ago, I started Venture for America. Together, we helped create thousands of jobs. But during this time, I came to realize that technology will eliminate millions of American jobs. Amazon right now is closing 30% of America's stores and malls and paying 0 in taxes. In the face of these changes, we need to build a new kind of economy, one that puts people first. I'm Andrew Yang, and I'm running for president as a Democrat in 2020.
Boom. Great way to end the first part. That ad was amazing. It hit the nail on the head with Amazon paying 0 in taxes. It hit the nail on the head with millions of jobs being automated, and wow, that was good. That one, it was a really good one. I'm surprised it only had 82,000 views, maybe just because for some reason the narrated videos were doing better, so they wanted to push that, or they just wanted to test those ones out. But that was a good one. I like that one a lot. It really summed up his message, probably overall it summed up his main message very effectively, in my opinion. But you know, I've seen like 15 of these already, so my brain's a little bit fried. But yeah, so definitely need to take a break for a little bit, and we'll get back to part 2. So with that said, hope y'all enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed watching all these ads. It's nice to see, you know, how the Yang campaign wants to portray Andrew Yang in the light of like people that don't know about him, right? Because you know me, I'm a Yang supporter, right? Yang gang, and I know what he has to say. I know his policies. I know why I want to vote for him. But for someone that doesn't, for someone hearing him for the first time, it's interesting to see what message they want to portray. You know, in the comments if you actually enjoy these videos, because you know I'm kind of in a rut. I'm a little bit in a rut. You know, I haven't made college or career videos in a long time, just because I know talking about Andrew Yang right now is a very important thing, and it's a very time-sensitive thing. I can talk about college and career later, but right now I know this is a very pivotal point in the campaign, with Iowa coming in like, what, a week and a half? So I feel like I'm forced to make these videos a little bit, but at the same time, I want to help in every way I can. And to you, if I am actually attending a Illini for Yang meetings today, just because I had no idea there was a Yang club, but you know, people are trying to organize one, so I'm going to be a part of that. Maybe if you want to see clips of that, I can show y'all. But yeah, leave a comment down below on what you guys want to see. Of course, I'm going to finish this 2-part series and, you know, react to the rest of the ads. But for the time being, hope y'all are chilling. Hope y'all don't mind this background too much. With that said, please leave a like down below if you want to support my channel. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos about college, career, and more relevantly, Andrew Yang at this point. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.